Hey guys, welcome to the Daily Dose for Wednesday, July 17th, 2024. I'm going to talk about my former team today. I was there for 10 years, the Green Bay Packers, and the annual release day of their financial statement for the past year. This is something I was involved in for 10 years. Every year it would come out and we'd make 20, 30, 40 million dollars of profit. And all the agents I dealt with for the players would call up and say, I know how you can use that money, give it to my player. And they'd chastise me for being so tough in negotiations with all this money. But it's the only team in the NFL that does release its books. Every collective bargaining, the NFLPA says release the books, the NFL says no. So we're left with the Packers. A couple top line items from the report that came out yesterday. And the toppest of top line items is the overall revenue, $654 million. $654 million. That's how much an NFL team is throwing off. We don't know if the Packers are the highest, the lowest, somewhere in between, because they're the only ones that report. But that's a staggering number. Now, that number is comprised of $402 million of national revenue. I'll get back to that in a minute. And 250-something million of local revenue. That's a lot of local revenue, I think, compared to other NFL teams. The Packers are unique. They have such a following there. That Packers Pro Shop makes more than any pro shop in the NFL. $400 million of national revenue. What is that? Primarily media, but also national licensing, national sponsorships. That's all tucked in. So let's just let this sink in. Every year, the NFL sends a distribution check of $400 million. Each team gets it. Each team gets the exact same check. And that is before they turn the lights on and before a team earns one drop, one dime, one penny of local revenue. Think about that. The NFL player salary cap, $255 million, throw in benefits, maybe it's $300 million. So $300 million in player costs, $400 million in national revenue, and then let's say each team's got at least $200 million in local revenue. That's a good business. In terms of profit, the Packers only profited $60 million this year, because they said there were bigger investments this year in the facilities. In past years, they've been $70, $80 million. So think about that. These franchises, we're getting a picture from the Packers. They're taking in roughly $650 million. They're spending roughly $300 million on players, and then, of course, all the other costs. But they're profiting $60, $70, $80 million. That's throwing off a lot of revenue. Now, these owners, these billionaire owners, probably look at their Wall Street friends who are throwing off $100, $200 million in profits. So they're saying these aren't great businesses. And they're not. They're good businesses, but the real asset to these businesses is the exit. If you do ever want to sell, a lot of these owners don't. They want to keep it in the family. But you're going to make such a return. Consider Daniel Snyder got in on the Washington then Redskins for, $200 million? Sold for $6 billion? This is what's out there. So the Packers give us a snapshot into the NFL, and their business is booming, and NFL business is really booming. Have a great day. I'll see you Friday.